Pac Man, ghosts want him. Dinosaurs want him. Mummies want him. And now he's back in thrilling 3D. Your PC's got him. Pac-Man's back for your PC in an all-new, time-spanning adventure of epic proportions. And everyone's on his tail. But Pac's dodging danger, marching through mazes, keeping one step ahead of his enemies. Because it's eat or be eaten. Pac-Man Adventures in Time for Windows 95 and 98. Rated E for everyone. It's eat or be eaten.
Pac Man! Pac Man! Pac Man! Pac Man! I don't know how to do intros. During the late 90s and 2000s, there was a shakeup in the video game industry that caused anyone that was anyone to reboot their character in glorious 3D. This led to a number of classic franchises having to find new footing and find a new way to handle their games in this 3D world. Some examples of this transition were wildly successful. Look at Mario 64 or Zelda Ocarina of Time. These games were classic examples of the move to 3D gone right. Mario seemed to fit right in running through Bob-omb Battlefield in 3D, and Hyrule Field was just a joy to explore to people who'd never experienced 3D before. Because of this rapid change to 3D, it felt like every single franchise had to be reimagined in 3D.
Oh no!
It was during this time that all classic characters were trying to find their place in this new 3D world. No! What were their games going to look like? Did their gameplay need to change? How are they going to reimagine what they brought to the table, but still excite in the way that they did before? While there's lots of discussion over Mario's successful jump into 3D and revolutionizing the gaming industry, or, on the other hand, Sonic's careen into 3D. Together we can tell the world what we can do. I wanted to take a look at a less talked about gaming character and what was going on with him at this time. So today, we'll be taking a look at a classic gaming character who appeared in every arcade for a time, has had dozens of games built around him, and was even in the latest Smash Brothers. Have you guessed it yet? Well, I mean, of course you have. I mean, you clicked on this video and it said Pac Man on it, and I have like Pac Man right there, and Pac Man playing back here, and Star Wars Pac Man! More specifically, Pac Man Adventures in Time. While this wasn't Pac Man's first 3D outing, Ms. Pac Man for the Nintendo 64 and Pac Man World for PlayStation released a year prior, I thought this was an interesting look at gaming's transition from 2D to 3D. And it's a game that I grew up playing, but I don't really see many people talking about. So let's take a look together. We've all played Pac Man. Like, seriously, everyone has played Pac Man. Your grandma has probably played Pac Man. What I'm trying to say is that Pac Man is a really well-known franchise. Pac Man Adventures in Time released exclusively for the PC in 2000, and it just happened to be one of those games that I think my dad bought on a whim and I played through countless times. Alright, let's go ahead and boot this game up. Oh, that's just the icon. We start off the game on a mysterious planet as two lone ghosts creep silently through the night. Here they meet the mollusc, the main antagonist of the game. Now, as far as I could tell, this is the first and only Pac-Man game to ever feature the mollusc. And it seems like other than the ghosts, Pac-Man have never really had a consistent main villain like Bowser or Eggman. It kind of jumps around from game to game. Anyone remember Wandy, the main bad guy of Pac-Man All-Stars? No? Yeah, me neither. That was a weird game. And now we cut to Pac-Man, and oh no, Pac-Man, is he dying? What the heck? Oh, it's just FaceTime. Okay. Side note, I would never ever have a camera where people can just call and watch me sleep in the middle of the night. I mean, privacy much? So Professor Pac-Man gives us the details and tells us about how the ghosts raided the temple vaults and stole the artifact. And now time is all messed up and we need to go get the pieces of the artifact and then go fight the mollusc and... Okay, let's play Pac-Man! Oh, this game is multiplayer? Let's see who's online. Enter host server IP. Too confusing. I'm out. Okay, let's go ahead. We'll give our file a name here. Yeah, the chub. That looks right. That's right. So they give you these options here. They give you some different play styles. I'm gonna have to go with hard because I'm hardcore. Okay, now just got this out right here. There we go. Okay, they will never know. Wow, what is this? You can't see what's in front of you here. It's just, okay. So this is actually a really important part of this game. There's two modes you can play this game in, normal and bad. So, you want to play on the normal? The first level drops us off in prehistoric times, and a neat aesthetic is that the ghosts always dress in appropriate time period garb. The goal is the same as most Pac Man games. We need to collect all the dots on screen to progress to the next level. Almost every level has some kind of gimmick to break up the gameplay, so you're not just playing the same maze levels over and over. Here's looking at you, Ms. Pac Man for the PC. The game is garbage, and I'm definitely going to play it on this channel someday. Not only do all of the levels look unique and vibrant, but these little gameplay elements mix it up every level, keeping you constantly entertained. So now we jump to the second level of this game, and it already starts introducing new mechanics, which is really cool. They're nothing terribly groundbreaking, but they do kind of shake up the levels and keep them interesting beyond just changing the shape of the maze. So in this level we have a slope which speeds you up or slows you down, and it seems like every level after this has some kind of gimmick. Here's a level with 2 platforms that keeps it kind of interesting, although it makes it a lot harder to see on the bird's eye view. Which is probably the idea, but I'm too smart for that! So here we have our first bonus minigame, and these are kind of designed to break up the gameplay. They're usually pretty basic, like a shell game or a game of memory, but at the very least they break up the Pac Man gameplay. So another returning feature is of course the classic power pellets, which makes all the ghosts turn blue and then you can eat them. So now I'm invincible! So the power pellets don't work on the boulders apparently, just good to know. Wish they'd specified. And now we get to go through a time warp! The great thing about this game and its time travel mechanics is it provides for a lot of great settings all through time. So first we started in the prehistoric era, and now we're going to warp to the time of ancient Egypt, which is pretty cool. So the game makes this sound when you get an extra life, and I have to say, it may be the most satisfying video game sound ever. Like, listen to this. I just associate that with so many good vibes. I'm on such a roll right now. Oh. Did you see that back there? That guy just got owned. You got crushed by him. I think I learned my lesson, but no. One thing I do have to say about this game is sometimes the ghosts do a great job of cornering you and making sure you can't escape. And other times, they're just not really trying. A rubber tree? What does this do? Ah! Wine and dinosaur. Oh, I get it. Okay. I get it. Wine and dinosaur. That's not that funny, actually. So we're actually making some pretty good progress on this game, and these levels. Oh, these levels. I remember these levels. So these levels take place on a cylinder, and there's probably 6 or 7 of them throughout the game. And the problem with these is you can't switch to a bird's eye view, meaning you're stuck on this terrible view, and you can only see like 2 pellets in front of you, and then there's always a ghost around that always grabs you right when you can't see what you're doing, and it's so stupid. I don't like these levels, if you couldn't tell. Oh, it's a pig! Okay, this is my new best friend, and I name him Charles. We will be friends forever. Come here, Charles! Ugh, come on, I'm trying to make friends with you, Charlie. Just stop. Stop it, Charlie. I command you, stop! Charlie, I just want a hug! Charlie! Okay, fine, let's eat him. Much better. You can eat a pretzel in this game. Best game, 10 out of 10. Okay, Professor Pac, I'm stranded on this stupid mushroom. I'm away from my family. I can't get home. I don't even know where I am in time. I need some advice.
This must be the biggest mushroom I've ever seen.
Really? So like I said, these minigames are pretty hit and miss. Some are more fun than others. This one's just broken. No, like seriously, I'm trying to hit these ghosts and I'm hitting the shoot button and it's just doing nothing. Oh, I got a well done though. Okay, we got a timer. This is real stuff. Speedrun mode engaged. We can do this.
Together we can show the world what we can do. You are next to me and I'm next to you.
So the goal of this game is to get the 4 pieces of the artifact, which will restore the time machine and let me come back home. So we just got the 2nd piece of the artifact, and now we're getting ready to time warp again. And Cowboys! Oh yeah! Now we're talking! And oh my gosh, the Cowboy eyes have mustaches. The Cowboy eyes have mustaches. Well, forget that, Professor Pac. I'm staying right here. The Cowboy eyes have mustaches here. I am staying here.
This level is a piano that when you step on it, it makes all the ghosts stop and do a little dance, and it's awesome. I'm gonna make you do it again. You have to dance again. Yep, I'm just gonna keep going back and forth. I may never finish this level. You can't get me, sucker! I'm invincible! You killed me. Now this is a level I totally remember because I think it's one of my favorites. You're stuck on this train and cars from the train are slowly falling away. So you have to grab all the pellets and get to the next train car before it breaks away. And on each train car, one more ghost appears, making the level that much harder. It's a really fun level and it's just a really unique evolution of the Pac Man series. Oh, it's a rubber duck. I wonder what that does. I think I just ate it. So now I find myself in a minecart, and you can't reverse directions or stop at any given point. You just have to keep going in a direction and always pick left or right, which makes the level a little more confusing and the controls kind of terrible. And now there's an alarm. There's an alarm. What do? I don't even know what I'm doing. Come on. What's gonna happen? I don't... Oh, well done.
I'm not quite sure how, but you've gone into the future.
Really? Yeah, think? Okay, why is this on me? Why is this on me? So here's my question. If he knows all of this, how come sometimes he's like,
Well, science shows that this maze is bigger, and you must collect these and lower these platforms, and this is how you get to the future.
and other times he's just like, well, you in the future, I think. I don't know. Good luck, bro. And there you have it, Pac Man Adventures in Time. In the end, Pac Man retrieves all the pieces of the artifact, somehow manages to just kind of warp in front of the mollusc. He shines a bright light in his face, and basically everybody's saved. I have to say I was a little disappointed there weren't any boss fights or any really big finish, but it is cool that there is a little bit of an extra section in that you get transported into the future when you think you're done with the game. It would have been cool to have some kind of fight with this mollusc, and it's not impossible to fit boss fights into the Pac Man formula. I mean, we've seen it time and time again.
This was a really fun retrospective, and I really enjoyed taking a look back at this game. I played through this game countless times when I was little, and even after I was done recording, I played a little more because it's just a really fun game. Sure, it's not perfect, it has its quirks, the 3D mode is pretty terrible and you really want to play in the bird's eye view mode, but I think this game has a lot of character, has a lot of detail put into it, and it doesn't try to break or reimagine what was already a pretty great formula. It augments it in ways that work in the 3D environment without alienating players or adding too much complication. It's just a really good game. Anyway, those are my thoughts. If you grew up playing this game, drop me a comment and let me know what you thought of this. I really couldn't find a whole lot about this game on the internet, so I think it flew under a lot of people's radar. Insert desperate plea for like and subscribe here. I didn't finish my script.